Alrighty, what's up, everyone? What's up, hockey fans? Today we're going to be predicting the second round of the NHL playoffs. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, let's start off with what I got right and what I got wrong as well before we predict the actual outcome of each series for the second round. So, starting off with the Colorado Avalanche versus the Minnesota Wild. If you watched my first video, I got this one correct. I predicted both Colorado and Minnesota would advance. And for this series, just like how I expected it, I'm gonna say Colorado in six. I think the addition of Quinn Hughes was a major factor of Minnesota beating a stacked Dallas team, because Dallas is also really good as well. But Minnesota, that big trade for Quinn Hughes and all their depth and, star power as well, I think, helped them a lot there. So I knew it was going to be a close series, but I said Minnesota. So, but unfortunately, I do not see them beating the Colorado Avalanche. I think Avalanche have the best player in the world for a reason in Nathan MacKinnon, and the best defenseman, Cale Makar, and a lot of other depth pieces. So, I'm going to say Colorado wins this one in 6 games. Uh, so moving on to Vegas versus Anaheim. So this one, for for Vegas, I got right. I predicted that they would beat Utah, but for this one, I was only partially right because I was wrong about Edmonton beating Anaheim. I predicted obviously that didn't happen. So, Anaheim's a good young team. Carlson, and yeah, they got a good goalie. They have a great young team, and but unfortunately, I think it's going to be a close series for this one. But I think Vegas is going to take this in six. Yeah, also in 6 games. Because I think Vegas has just too much veteran experience. Too much star power as well. Stone, Eichel, Marner, Barbashev, Dorofiev, and a good goalie as well. So I think Vegas, their veterans, their star power leadership, I think they're going to be too much for the inexperienced young Ducks team. So I got them in a close 6 game series, just like with Colorado over Minnesota in six. So moving on, you know, I was partially right about this one again because I predicted Buffalo would beat Boston in 6 or 7 games, 6-7. But I think, and I was right about that. But I did predict, this was the hardest series to predict, Tampa Bay versus Montreal, because like I predicted it would go 7, which it did, but I did lean towards Tampa Bay in terms of their experience. But I was wrong. The young Canadians proved me wrong, and they showed grit. They showed the fire, the power, and here they are. So, you know, I think, so I was wrong about that. Montreal really impressed me, and here they are against the Buffalo Sabres. So now Montreal versus Buffalo. I think this is going to go 7 games again. And I think it's going to be really close, but like, and both teams are young, both teams are inexperienced, but I am going to lean towards Montreal in a close 7 game series, but wouldn't be surprised if obviously it went either way and Buffalo took it. But yeah, Habs in 7. So I was right about Carolina beating Ottawa, but I was wrong about Pittsburgh beating Philadelphia, because I did predict that and the Penguins would uh, prevail against the Flyers, but I was wrong about that. They got up to 3-0 series lead, and they just they almost like had doubts of a blowing a like having a reverse sweep of blowing a 3-0 lead, but they didn't. Lucky for Flyers fans, so now here they are. But I think the experience and the leadership and the veterans and the star power, this is a juggernaut team that they're facing in Carolina. This is a really strong team. I think it's just going to be too much. I think I'll give Philly 2 games, but one or two, but I think Carolina is just too strong, too much, and I think Carolina. I'm gonna say Carolina in 6. Uh, and Here we have it. We have Colorado versus Vegas, just like how I predicted in the first round, and I'm sticking to my predictions. I'm gonna go with Colorado in potentially 5 games. I think they're going to make easy work of Vegas. Depending on how Vegas looks against Anaheim, I think Colorado beats Vegas, pretty easily in probably 5 games. And then we got Montreal versus Carolina. I got this one going to 7. I think this one's going to be really close, but I do think originally I did predict Buffalo beating Tampa Bay in the second round, but now it's against Montreal. I think I'm gonna lean towards Montreal. Montreal's gonna win this. Montreal beats Buffalo, but they're not gonna beat Carolina. I think Montreal versus Carolina. Carolina takes it in a close 7-game series. So finals again, just like how I first predicted in my first videos of the first round. Carolina versus I know this isn't shown on screen, but just imagine Colorado and Carolina in the finals, and Colorado and Carolina in the finals. I'm gonna stick with my original prediction and say Colorado in 7 games. Nathan McKinnon Finals MVP. Colorado in 7. So. I'm gonna do another prediction video after the second round's over for the conference finals to see where we're at. Hopefully I'm right, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned, and good luck to whatever team you're rooting for, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and so I'll see you guys later. Peace out.